Good morning, guys. It is time to go to the gym again. Been up for a few hours, and once again, it's ridiculously bright. I'm actually in the middle of watching 300, and this is the first time I've ever seen it. I'm about an hour in, and it is actually not a bad movie. I can see why everybody was ranting and raving about it and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's my first time watching it, and I'm just sitting here like, God, I want to freaking kill something. But yeah, so I'm headed out to the gym again, and it's back day. Gotta get my about an hour of cardio in, and then gotta bust out some back, and I'm probably gonna hit up shoulders a little bit as well, just as a secondary exercise or workout. But yeah, so see you in a second. What up, what up? Done with my workout finally, and I read something extremely disturbing during my cardio. In the 40s, the Russians wanted to, do an experiment on sleep deprivation and what would happen to the human body and everything. And so they took 6 guys, put them in a room, the room was sealed so they could measure the amount of oxygen and everything, and they had this gas put in going through the vents or whatever, and the gas was like a stimulant or whatever, so they didn't allow them to go to sleep. And they had toilets, and they had food, and they had books and everything. So they locked these 6 guys in there, and after about 10 days, it started to it was normal, it was quiet, but they started to make a little bit of noise. And on day 14, one by one, everybody in the room started screaming. And there was this one guy, he started screaming, and his vocal cords got shredded pretty much, and he could only squeak. And on day 15, or no, on day 14, everybody was screaming or whatever, and taking ripping books, pages out of books, and putting their own feces on them or whatever, and sticking them on the windows or whatever. So basically the researchers had no idea what was going on, and then it went silent. And after a few hours, the researchers had an intercom, and because they couldn't see in, they checked to see if everybody was still okay or whatever. And they were like, hey, is everybody cool? Is everybody okay? And they just started screaming again. And so it went quiet again, and they checked, see if everybody was cool, and no response. And the researchers were like, okay, well, at midnight on the 15th day, we were going to open this up, so they don't die or whatever. So midnight comes around, and the researchers come in, and they walk into this this horror show pretty much. The food that they had wasn't touched, but there was a guy dead on the floor, and he was pretty much eaten. All the other people in there, their entrails were hanging out. Their fingertips were pretty much gnawed to the bone, and all of this pointed to self-infliction or self-afflicted, injuries or whatever. And they let the oxygen go normal, And then the five people now started freaking out again, and we're like screaming, and we're begging for the gas to be put on. And this guy, one of the guys, got sedated, and he immediately died. And I was like, and everybody's like, what the heck's going on? So it took like 3 or 4 at least hours to get these people into the surgery room or whatever. Another one died there because he fell asleep or whatever, and they tried to sedate him for surgery, and it took like 10 times the amount just to get like a little bit of a buzz to him. So, and the guys were like begging, don't put me asleep, don't put me asleep, don't put me asleep. And they actually, there was a guy, the guy who shredded his vocal cords, the first one to scream, he was still alive, and he was trying to say something, but because he couldn't talk, they gave him a piece of paper, and he wrote down a message, and the nurse, and this is ridiculous, the nurse looked at it and saw what he wrote, and it said, do it without like the anesthetics. And they did, and all they had to do was just put a paralyzer in him so he wouldn't move, because for whatever reason he like was laughing during the entire surgery. And he even like smiled every time he got eye contact from the nurse. And it's just like, I don't know, that like really like I actually thought about it last night. Okay, sorry, let me preface this by saying I did read it during cardio, but I read it yesterday. I just forgot to talk about it. But it really freaked me out last night. In the dark, I woke up, I was thirsty, went downstairs, drank a little bit of orange juice, went back upstairs, and like, when you're going up the stairs when it's dark, and like nothing's behind you, but you feel something behind you, so your adrenaline starts rushing, and you like sprint up the stairs and get into bed really, really quickly. Well, I felt like that, but I don't know, I was just like, I don't know, it took me by surprise, I guess, and it was freaky. But, so that's my little horror story for the day. What weird stories have you read on the internet about like different research that scientists have wanted to do, or anything? What kind of stuff freaked you out, or what was super, super interesting to you? I'd like to hear it. But yeah, write it down in the comments. Yeah. Freaky stuff.
Burn.
This is the commercial I was talking about.
I think so.
You know, bro. Bros know when they get their burn on.
Maybe a little in my calves?
Bros know, bro. And bros show. You see this bicep? Do you see it?
Yeah.
Burn, bro. Serious burn.
Such a retarded commercial, man.
That
Nobody's
sounds
like
a
that.
alarm at Planet Fitness.
And if they are, they
What's
don't
the
need to
monk,
be
you ask?
lifting.
A lung.
And it's about that time where the video is about to be over. I am up a little bit later than I had expected. It's like 3:15 in the morning. I was gonna be going to bed around like 1:30, but unfortunately, I forgot my keys in my jacket, which I left at my house, and we were almost to my buddy Dave's house, where I left my car, and I literally just remembered. Dude, I hate when that happens. And I felt really bad too, because he doesn't mind driving, or whatever, but I don't like taking advantage. And I know that's like a stupid mistake, And I know it's not taking advantage of him, but, you know, still. But I don't know. I was hoping to be able to finish the movie 300. Never seen that before. Well, I mean, I've seen like half of it now. I was hoping to finish it tonight, but that's not going to happen because I'm dead tired. But yeah, so have a good rest of the night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!